Good evening, council staff and members of the public. I declare the ordinary council meeting of the 26th of March 2025 open at 5:30 p.m. Everybody please stand. I wish to acknowledge the Gurra people as the traditional custodians of the land that we're meeting on and recognise their strength, resilience and pay respects to their elders past, present and emerging. Thank you. Item number 3. This meeting is being live streamed and audio recorded to facilitate community participation for meeting taking purposes, which may be released upon request to third parties. So the Town of Port Hedland Standing Orders Local Law 2014, members of the public are not permitted to use any visual, audio, electronic device or instrument to record the proceeding of any meeting unless that person has been given permission to do so by the presiding member. Members of the public are also reminded that according to Clause 617-4 of Standing Orders, mobile phones must be switched off and not be used during the meeting. 3.1 Attendance. I notice that everyone is in the attendance. I'd also like to welcome a Manager of Public Affairs, Denise Mackay. Mackay, where are you? Where's Denise? Oh, there you are, over there. Welcome. Denise is actually filling in for the next 12 months while a young lady's having a baby. So welcome to the town and I wish you all the luck for the next 12 months being here. Okay, thank you. 3.2 Attendance by telephone, instantaneous communication, there is nil. 3.3 Apologies. CEO, do you have any apologies at all tonight?
Yes, Mr Mayor, there's an apology from Councillor McCrone.
Okay, thank you. 3.4 Approved leave of absence. CEO, have you approved any leave of absence at all? Do you have any at all?
No, there's no leave of absence.
Okay, thank you. 3.5 Disclosure of interest. Councillors, do you have any disclosures of interest at all? None. Okay, thank you. Applications for a leave of absence. Have you received any applications for a leave of absence at all?
No, I haven't received any applications for leave of absence.
Okay, thank you. Item number 5, response to question time. Response to questions taken on notice received at the ordinary council meeting on the 5th of March 2025 have been provided to individuals and detailed in the agenda. Item 6, public time. Ladies and gentlemen, this is an opportunity for members of the public to ask questions of council regarding tonight's agenda and business of local government. Clause 6.7-3 of the Town of Port Hedland Standing Orders Local Law requires members of the public wishing to ask questions to complete the question form and place the completed form in the tray provided. If myself as a providing member determines that questions and statements are out of order due to offensive or exceptional expression or defamatory, they will not be recorded or responded to. So 6.1, I'll declare public question time open at 5:33 p.m. CEO, have you received any questions at all?
No, there have been no questions submitted.
Okay, thank you. Members of the public, have any questions at all from members of the gallery? Yes, please come forward, state your name and address. Thank you.
Roger Higgins, 19 Eagle Street. I asked in the latter part of last year questioned about Royal Lifesaving, and I want to ask again, this time, how much money this year has already been in this current financial, the year to date, from the beginning of the financial year, how much has Royal Lifesaving received so far? And can I have a breakdown also of what it's gone into? Now, I asked those questions, the question again today, because when I first asked the question about what Royal Lifesaving got before, I got a series of somewhat confusing answers. So I'd like some clarification as to what has now been received. I asked the question because the former Deputy Mayor who was running that organisation obviously was in receipt of some form of benefit, and I want to find out what's happened since he's no longer a member of this council. So that's my first question.
We'll take that one on notice for you, Roger. Thank you. Yeah.
Now, in answering that question, I'd like some fairly accurate information. I'm looking at the answer I received back in 17th of July 24 to this question when I asked it before, and there was a significant amount, almost 210,000, that went on labour hire for lifeguards. I'd like to know whether this arrangement is continuing, and I'd like to know exactly what is the labour hire arrangement that the town of Port Hedland has and with whom. so that there is no confusion when this answer comes back.
Okay, I'll take that. Hang on, just, Director, do you want to answer that?
Through the chair,
Yeah.
I can tell you now that we have not employed anybody from that particular body in
Yeah.
regards to labour hire for lifesaving.
I'm sorry, the last part I missed.
We haven't employed anybody from that particular organisation this financial year.
Okay.
Okay, thank you.
Well, thanks.
Okay, thank you, Roger. Do you have any more public questions at all? Yes, you come forward, take your name and address for the record, please. Thank you.
Good evening. My name is Gillian Fisher. I reside at 3 Mitchie Crescent in South Hedland. I just have 3 questions on 3 different topics tonight. My first question is regarding the question that I asked on the 5th of March in the OCM then. Unfortunately, I never got a response. And it was taken on notice and there was nothing in the agenda or nothing in the attachments regarding my question. It was regarding the $1.1 million asbestos issue at the airport, and was there any reason why it wasn't a tender? I asked that last week and it was last meeting and it was going to be taken on
Okay,
notice.
Director, do you want to answer that one for us?
I did answer it it wasn't our work. So the town never undertook the work, the airport undertook the work.
The airport undertook the work.
Yes, so
that
it wasn't our work.
Okay, so that brings me to my second question. So with that $1.1 million payment, do we have a resolution number or reference where that was actually passed at a council meeting?
Yeah, I'll get one of the directors. Do you want to answer that one, Connor? Thank you.
Hi, Gillian. Through the chair, I actually have a full report coming to council on the next agenda at the next council meeting, which outlines the history of the matter, each and every decision that has been made, and full transparency of the accounting for the agreement. I'm prepared, obviously, that will be public on the next agenda, but that information has been prepared. I did answer some questions about the last OCM, which I believe was at the last OCM, regarding the original decision date. I don't have that information to hand right now, but there will be a full report coming.
Yep, excellent.
Thank you, Connor. Thank you.
Okay, so that leads me to my next question, which is reading another really good report, that 12-page report on the community centre update that was as an attachment at the last OCM minutes. Can't find, though, really comprehensive report, but can't find, can you please tell me what the actual holding capacity of the evacuation centre is for people for a cyclone, the capacity of the centre?
Did you want to answer that, or you want to take on notice, or just...
From memory, I think it's around 240, but I'll get the exact numbers for you.
Okay, and in comparison to the previous centre, which is no longer a particularly good centre, apparently, it's needing some upgrades before it can be an evacuation centre. How many was it the previous one?
Sorry, Andrew McLaughlin, it's not getting upgrades to be an evacuation centre, it's getting upgrades for compliance for childcare.
Okay, so that was an evacuation centre in the past?
Before my time, but yes, it was, I think.
Do we know the capacity of that one?
I don't offhand.
Okay, no worries. And my final question was, we've got...
Did you have 3 questions already?
Sorry?
You've had 3 questions, but you have one
This
more.
one's a really good one.
Okay.
It's about aged care facilities.
Okay.
Just wondering when we're going to start pushing our aged care facilities in this town and get some more representation,
So we'll
like
take
we do a lot of other things, obviously, but when can we get that on the table?
Okay, we'll take that on the notice for you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Okay, do you have any more public questions at all? Yes, please come forward, state your name and address. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor and councillors. If I can use my phone.
Yeah,
I
sure,
don't
that's
have
okay.
any
No
notes. My name's Mark Bettini. I'm from De Grey Station. And I'm not sure whether I should be saying this in statement time, but I do have a question. But just a little bit of background. My business and my family have paid rates here at the town of Port Hedland since 1996. I've lived here since that time. I think in the last 5 years we paid about $300,000 worth of rates. And, you know, that's a fairly big undertaking for a family business. And I was looking through the minutes and I saw a question asked by Councillor Blanco and asking what services are given to partial leases or not given to partial leases at present, and the Director of Infrastructure Services said all roads on partial leases are not the responsibility of the town of Port Hedland. They're responsible for individual pastoral leasee agreements, maintenance of access roads, fire breaks and fencing are the responsibility of the leaseholder. So my question is, if I'm paying $66,000 for the 2025 year in rates, what exactly are my rates for?
I'll take that one on notice for you and we'll get a report for you.
My second question would be, is the council aware or Director of Infrastructure Service aware that there is a grid on the Warralong Road that is not in place, and it is a matter of public safety that grid gets put in place? There is a fence either side on the Warralong Road. It's been brought up with infrastructure before this time. That was back in 2018 and nothing's been done about it. I think it needs to be done.
Okay. You take on that. We'll get that back to you. Thank you. Yeah, thank you. Okay, do you have any more public questions at all? Yes, Jan, come forward, state your name and address. Thank you.
Thank you, Mayor Carter. Thank you. Jan Gillingham, 3 Simmons Street in Cook Point. Thank you. I'd just like to ask a question, Mayor Carter. With your announcement of the new shopping complex next to Hedland Senior High School and Spinifex Hill Indigenous Arts Centre and Gallery opposite Wanangura Stadium in Hamilton Road, South Hedland, which has been made in the last 24 hours on your Facebook page, Port Hedland Town Council, and on the radio this morning. When did a public consultation take place for the shopping centre, which seems to now have a proposal for a tavern, which is an alcoholic venue for the public, and also now fast food outlets, and now even included a fuel servo? As your interview was heard widely on ABC Karratha morning show today, and many parents of future students for Hedland Senior High School I spoke to this morning want to know why we, the residents, have not been informed more clearly of these proposals. So I ask you, when did the public consultations take place, please?
It was out for public consultation for 28 days in December and January. It was out for 28 days, and we only had 2 submissions back.
So December, January, when everybody's away on holiday, nobody's here, and it seems every year it's the same, Mayor Carter.
28 days it was out for.
Yeah, so now the proposals are coming on the table. People want to know, now you've added a tavern and you've added a servo, and now there should be a public consultation. And I ask councillors around the table, please, can we have a public consultation for the people now that they're back in town?
It was advertised for 28 days, okay? And now when the tavern comes up for licensing, the developer then will actually advertise it again for a license for that tavern as well. So you have another opportunity then to have your say.
Excellent.
Okay,
thank you very much. So the use of the golden gavel at the annual general meeting of the electors, we did not hear, public who were here did not hear why you actually used the gavel. Could you please tell us why you used the gavel? Thank you.
It was my opportunity to do it. That's all. Thank you.
Just for something to do?
Yeah, thank you.
Oh,
yeah.
okay, right, okay, as most mayors do. And Mayor Carter, did you attend the Harmony Day on Saturday at the JD Hardy Centre?
Sorry?
Did you attend the Harmony Day at the JD Hardy Centre on Saturday?
No, I didn't, no.
No, I thought not, because I did see your car at the shopping centre and you were in your office. So I would like to, on that note, I'd like to praise the staff.
You've had 3 questions.
I'd like to praise the staff for the amazing job that they did at the Harmony Day. It was an amazing afternoon, full of culture, and I'd like to say thank you very much, because it was incredible. And please, could you pass them on to all staff that was involved? Thank you very much.
Thank you. Do you have any more public questions at all? Okay, I will close public question time at 5:45. Okay, 6.2, public statement time. I declare public statement time open at 5:45 p.m. CEO, have you received any public statements at all? Have you received any at all? No?
I haven't received anything, Mr Mayor.
Okay, thank you. Any members of the gallery have any public statements to make at all? A statement? Yeah. Yeah, it's okay. Yeah, thank you.
Thanks for your encouragement. Yeah, thanks, Mr Mayor and councillors and senior officers again. Yeah, I'd just like to, talk again about the town of Port Hedland's seemingly lack of assistance for pastoralists and even outlining communities on assistance with their roads. We just get a bit of history, and a lot of people probably know this, but when I first came into De Grey Station, one of my first memories of was the town of Port Hedland grader in our driveway. We had our driveway graded once a year right up until 2007, so 1996 to 2007, graded once or twice a year. We're very appreciative of that. In 2007, we had Cyclone George come through and put a really big flood through De Grey, and that was really bad for our driveway and washed it out, and I think got about $100,000 worth of assistance. Because it was declared a disaster, the town of Port Hedland was able to apply for assistance, and they got that funding. I think it was state funding, emergency funding, and they did a lot of good to our road. It was good, really good. Since then, we've had Director of Infrastructure Engineers tell us, well, the road's not really, we're not going to do anything to it. And we sort of stopped fighting. We sort of gave up hope. So Dad and I said, well, we'll just grade it ourselves. But it's in a time like this when we've had a record flood, so the Cyclone George was big. This is also as big as Cyclone George. Annabelle Coppin threw swags on a roof at Yarrie. It was the second biggest one of the century there. It's times like these when, your road's really in a bad way that we're hoping that the town of Port Hedland can come in and try and get some of that emergency funding to help assist us. Otherwise, that road just keeps getting worse and worse and worse. And then we're looking at an environmental problem. And, we'll have to spend hundreds of thousands of dollars ourselves fixing that. At the moment, we don't have a lot of cash. That cyclone, gave us a direct hit, and a massive big flood. Quite a bit of damage to the homestead, quite a bit of damage to fences along the place. And preceding that, we had 2 years of drought and a depressed market. So at the moment, we've got a lot of competition for cash in our business. So finding money for things like for big infrastructure projects and maintenance is difficult. And then I just want to go back. It's not just the Grey Station. There's other properties out there, Indy, Munda, Wallarenia. I know of the Warralong Road. Town of Port Hedland's also got a road there that I don't think has been graded in 3 years. It's on the show that the start of that road is Town of Port Hedland, and that's where I'm talking about that grid. That hasn't been graded for 3 years, and it's shocking. It should be, the amount of traffic that's on it should be graded twice a year. And going to that grid, I first approached Town of Port Hedland for them to approach Main Roads for funding to put the grid in back in 2018, once we'd finished the fencing. Because we did all that fencing with a bit of disaster funding and considerable personal expense after Cyclone, was it Olivia in 2000? Oh no, Veronica. Cyclone Veronica in 2017. So we got that fencing up. So the fencing's up either side of the Warralong Road. All we need is a grid. And then it just got lost in bureaucracy in the town of Port Hedland and Main Roads, arguing back and forward between them. And it came up that town of Port Hedland wanted me to do the maintenance. So Main Roads would put the grid in. Provide the funding to town of Port Hedland, put the grid in, then town of Port Hedland wanted us to pay the maintenance on their road off a highway. We've already gone and put the fence in. So, I'm not going to wear that. That is town of Port Hedland responsibility. Surely it's public safety. I've done all the work to put the fence in. got to be Town of Port Hedland that does the maintenance on that year in, year out. Going back to the question asked of Councillor Blanco in the minutes of last meeting, I think it's page 9, but it was put by the Director of Regulatory Services that they'd helped us out. Yes, they did help us out, and we're very grateful that they did a phone call to Sims Metal, because sometimes, you know, Town of Port Hedland, somebody from Town of Port Hedland calling up a scrap metal dealer, it's a bit more urgent when they get it out. So very grateful for that. That's one phone call. And I had asked them to do it. So I didn't really have anyone coming to me from the Town of Port Hedland asking, how can we help? And this is why I'm here about this road issue, because I've got no one coming to me from the Town of Port Hedland, how can we help in a massive disaster? And us station people, you know, we don't say much until it really matters. Like, we don't go to the hospital, doctor, anything. Just, you know, don't come here until it's a real problem. But it made a point about, they'd done the scrap bin collection, made a point about they'd also talked to Blaze Aid, which is a voluntary organisation to help with a bit of funding to put the road fencing up. Now I know I can apply for some funding to buy materials, but I can't get labour. So they're talking about using voluntary labour on a major highway where it's a public safety issue. It's a joke, you know. What I would like from the Town of Port Hedland is them to go upstairs, go to the Emergency Services, Minister of Federal funding, whatever it is, get a bit of funding for the labour, and we can get that public safety issue fixed. Otherwise, I've got that much cash that is important elsewhere at the moment, putting up fences and the labour that I don't have at the moment because of, you know, damage to the quarters and stuff, housing and that sort of stuff. So, yeah, I'm just, any bit of help Town of Port Hedland can give us in helping us apply for a bit of funding for the labour on the highway fencing would be really, really appreciated. Thank you very much.
Thank you for your statement. Thank you. Do you have any more public statements at all? Okay, I will close. Oh. Hi, Jan. Thank you.
Hi, Jan Gillingham, 3 Simmons Street in Cook Point, Port Hedland. I'd just like to say, to reiterate, firstly, for Mark Bettini from De Grey Station. I did ask a question to help out for the stations on our annual general meeting, which we had just over a week ago. I was told that question was not relevant in that part of the meeting, but I probably should have left that question time to other business, which was on the agenda, which I realised later. But I just wanted to know that I put that across about helping De Grey Station and Carlindi Station, and I did have an answer from our staff here, and I'm just wondering, how have we progressed with that? I know you can't answer, this is not a question, but that's something which I hope we get some feedback from. So I did ask on your behalf, Mark, about that, and I'd like to also say with De Grey Station, have opened their station many, many times to the children of School of the Air. I was privileged enough to teach Mark's children on School of the Air. They're now at high school, and some have gone off to university and etc., and have done exceptionally well with their education here. But have opened their station many times to have camps and that for the children, gymkhanas where they get together with horses and everything. And I shudder to think how much stock and possibly horses that Mark and the other stations have actually lost in that cyclone. So yes, I've travelled that road to De Grey Station, and I haven't been there for a long time, but even many times it's been quite a rough road. So it's and not only that, there's also people just breaking down fences just to get to the coastline, just so they can go and do some fishing or kill a cow or two on the way, and then just take a hind leg off a cow, or just leave the head of a cow in a water trough. That's what our station owners have to put up with, not just cyclones. All right, it's reality out there. And I know some councillors do go out there and see station owners. You do need to go and see them because they are our lifeline up here. But thank you for that. Getting back to the 28-day to put in something for a public review on a shopping centre. I was part of the council 2020 for nearly 3 years, where this kept coming to the table time and time again for the Horizon Power land between the high school and the Spinifex Hill artists. That area was designated as a beautiful cultural path right the way through, as much as some staff might say it wasn't. There were plans drawn up, and I know that the plans are still down there in your office somewhere. But this is something which each time I spoke to Flo Bennett, who was actually the councillor representative on this high school board, asking her, did the high school know that there was possibility of a shopping centre with possibly a liquor store, which wasn't designated at the time, but now looks like it is. New principal at the high school. Is the education department aware that this may happen next to a high school and next to Indigenous organisation like the Spinifex Hill? I don't think it's a good idea. People do not think it's a good idea. The congestion in the road, I shudder to think where the car park's going to be. Where's the car park going to be? There in that small area. And there's a lot of groundwork, I should imagine, needs to be done there, because we all did our homework as councillors to find out what would take place to move pipes, to move all the infrastructure under the ground, all the electric, all the water pipes, everything to do with the storm water and everything. We did do our homework. We did our homework, and councillors, you do need to do your homework. If it's coming back for consultation, I do hope it comes up in bigger letters in the paper, if it gets, and also online, because to do it in December and January, this is what our state and federal government do when they don't want us to see things. Most of us are away on holiday. I actually looked around in papers and I didn't see it, and I was down in Perth. I did not see to put submissions in. So it's very sneaky, and I don't think this should happen again. So that's sort of the things that I'd like to say. It's disappointing, very, very disappointing. But when it became public through the Port Hedland Chamber of Commerce over 12 months ago, saying that Turner River Developments had actually made an announcement at a public conference to say that this was going ahead, that was like red flags. It was like red flags. And also to hear that IGA said that they did not want any other land except the Horizon Power land, which was going to be changed over, and it was exchanged for something to go there. There's plenty of land out in South Hedland. There's plenty to extend the shopping centre. We used to have the Lawson Street Shopping Centre. That was the only shopping centre we had before the South Hedland Shopping Centre was built. As soon as South Hedland Shopping Centre was built, Lawson Street Shopping Centre suffered and just died. It just died and became a derelict area and then was closed down. Now it's got apartments there. But is this the same thing that's going to happen? Because at the moment, when you go to the airport and see the lack of vehicles there, because we seem to be on a downturn, if you haven't already noticed, all the businesses are saying that they are letting people go. There's a bit of a downturn, and this is the same thing that's going to happen. But why build a shopping centre half a kilometre from the main shopping centre? What's happened to the land outside of the back of the Kmart, to the side of McDonald's, where we were promised this building and that building? Councillors, that's what the questions you need to ask. Public, that's the questions you need to ask. Is that land going to be vacant for the next 10, 20 years? What congestion are we going to have along Hamilton Road there, when mums are taking their bubs in their prams and they have to stop and walk over a roundabout area? Kids on their scooters, kids on their bikes, kids who walk to school. Has anybody had letters in Roberts Road yet to say that there may be a shopping centre there or a tavern? Oh, I hear a daycare centre now. Who's going to build a daycare centre? Because that's state and federal government, everybody. State and federal government, that is not council. Council do not need to do daycare centres, the same as thank you to the public for asking about a retirement village, because we're still waiting since 2019, 2020, when Stephen Street were pulled down. So I think our public deserve a lot better. Thank you.
Thank you. Do you have any more public statements at all? Okay. I will close public statement time at 6 p.m. 6.3, petition interpretation, presentation and submissions that are nil. Item number 7, questions from members without notice, members of the public or members of the gallery, members, elected members, do you have any questions at all?
Obviously, Mr. Mayor, I have a few. Could I get an understanding as to what is going on with the extraordinary election process and why we have not set a date for that yet?
Yes. So the council resolved to write to the WA Electoral Commission and ask for a quote to run 2 elections for 2 seats and advice on the earliest date on which the WA Electoral Commission could run those elections. I've spoken today to a person in the commission. Their advice is that they're currently finalising the state election. That's their priority, and that they hope that that is completed by the end of this week. They'll then turn their attention to local government, and they will respond to us in the next 1 to 2 weeks. That response will include a quote, and it will include a indicative timeline.
Thank you, CEO.
Mr. Mayor, I'd like to remind the council and also the administration of the Local Government Act, something that we're supposed to follow. The Local Government Act states in 4.8 that an election to fill a position is to be held. In 4.9 it says that any poll needed for an extraordinary election is to be held, and the date is to be announced by the mayor or the president in writing. If that is not done, then by council, and it also says that needs to be done 1 month within within 1 month after the vacancy occurs. That's from the Act 4.9 1B. And then in 4.92, at the end it says it cannot be later than 4 months after when the vacancy occurs. In 4.93 it says if at the end of 1 month after the vacancy occurs an election day has not been fixed, the CEO is to notify the Electoral Commission, and the Electoral Commission is to fix a day for the holding of the poll that allows enough time for the electoral requirements to be complied with, and advise the CEO on that fixed day. So there seems to be a little bit of a conflict with the advice that we've received and what the actual Act reads. So can I get that looked into, Mr. Mayor, and can we get some advice on whether we are complying with the requirements of the Local Government Act extraordinary election commitments?
Okay. We'll get.
Yeah, I'm happy to take that on notice, Mr. Mayor.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Mr. Mayor, I've asked this question multiple times about the RCA, the Regional Capital Alliance meeting content. I think it was in November, December, it might have been February. I might have even asked it last. I wanted the detail in relation to the housing presentation that you did for the repurposed 40-foot sea containers. Now, you have told me multiple times that you will be giving us that information, and I'm yet to see it. So, is that still the answer tonight, Mr. Mayor? That
I gave you an answer last time, Councillor.
What-
Thank you.
what was that, Mr. Mayor?
I gave you an answer last time. Thank you. Thank you. Do you have another question?
Yeah, I do.
Okay,
Mr.
thank you.
Mayor, I don't believe you did give me an answer, so I'm asking the question again.
Well, I'll give you another answer again. I told you, I will hold my position on that question. Thank you. Do you have another question?
Okay, Mr. Mayor.
Thank you. Next
What
question.
does that mean, you will hold your position on that?
Councillor?
I just want
Councillor?
you to elaborate on
I'm just
that.
telling you, look it up. Thank you. All right, do you have another question? Thank
Yes,
you.
I do, Mr. Mayor.
Okay, thank you.
In tonight's agenda, you have got in your announcements of the presiding member without discussion your monthly meetings. The Minister for Immigration and Multicultural Affairs, that's in Canberra, and you've also got a meeting with the Minister for Housing and Homeless, where you met the Chief of Staff from the Honourable Claire O'Neill, Minister for Housing. So can we, considering that I haven't received any information from you in relation to regional capitals or the container, repurposed container stuff, can we get an explanation as to what those meetings were for and whether you have talked to them about container programs or immigration?
I'll get the information for you. That's okay.
Can I get an understanding on when we will get that information, Mr. Mayor?
I just said I'll get the information for you. Thank you.
Okay,
Next
Mr.
question.
Mayor, can I also ask the question then? I'll be quite direct here, considering, I have information that you are also, in your private capacity, selling repurposed 40-foot sea containers, for living purposes, and you're promoting that in the community. So can I get an explanation as to how you can be engaging with ministers or Minister for Housing, in your capacity as mayor, and then also engaging with the general public in selling the same thing to the public as what you're pushing in the Regional Capitals Alliance, as well as here at council.
Once again, Councillor, I'll hold my position on that question.
Can I
Thank you.
get an answer to that, Mr. Mayor?
I'll hold my position on that question. Thank you, Councillor.
Thank you.
Do you have any questions? Do you have any questions, Councillor?
Hang on a sec, Mr. Mayor. Yes, I do.
Okay.
We had some questions and a statement from Mr. Bartini from De Grey Station. Now, I've asked some questions about this, and we received some answers in our minutes, in our unconfirmed minutes. Now, clearly, I'm not happy with those answers because the town has previously done work on station, the access road from the main road to the station homestead, in all my years in Headland, I remember the town being out there, not just on De Grey, but they were out in Munda, they've been out, clearly they're out at Yandiara all of the time, and they're out at other stations. Now, I want the council, the mayor, I would like to ask whether the administration can now put a proposal to the council to re-implement, the maintenance program that we used to do on pastoral stations, access roads to the homesteads. We have a budget process coming up now, so, you know, I don't see why the council can't be informed as to costs associated with that. You know, year on year, considering what we're told about rates. And rates, the 3 R's they used to call the rates: roads, rates and rubbish. So if you're paying rates, you would think that, you know, roads would be a key reason why you pay rates, and it is a key reason. So can we have a look at what we can do for our pastoral stations in the Port Hedland district, and bring that to council for some consideration for the budget development, Mr. Mayor.
I'll take that on notice. Thank you, councillor.
Thank you. I would like to also ask about the. I did have a look at the answers provided on the 1.1 million. I note that one of our directors has said we're going to get a report. I am still up. I did look at the answer and I tried to research the content of the answer, and I could not find the decision from council to approve the 1.1 million in this year's budget or last year's. Can we make sure that that is in the report? And that's all I have, Mr. Mayor.
Okay, thank you. Do you have other questions at all?
Yes, I have some questions, please. Could I please have a copy, and also the councillors, of any of the utility connections on Hamilton Road, Horizon Power, to include Horizon Power, water, Telstra, and the drainage, regarding the drainage drawings that you can provide? Outlets where things have to be moved and stuff. I just would like to.
Are you talking about under the ground?
Moved for what?
Yeah, he just wanted to have all the utility areas that are actually along Hamilton Road. Horizon Power connections, the waters.
The whole of Hamilton Road, or just a part of Hamilton Road?
Part of Hamilton Road, opposite the between the first roundabout where the police station is to where the high school is placed.
I don't think we
If not, I can get them, but I just thought I'd ask you guys first if you've got copies of them.
We'd have our connections.
yeah.
But generally,
Sorry, is there a context? Sorry, I'm just.
yeah. So I just wanted to know, regardless, where Horizon Power, where they're things that have to be shifted with the new shopping centre going. I want to know where all the connections are.
We wouldn't know where they were going
It's okay.
to.
No, it's okay.
Going to
'cause I can
shift things
actually get it.
because that would be part of their development. The town
Yeah.
wouldn't be shifting things.
Yeah, okay. If you can get it, then yeah.
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 If not, I'll get them.
Yep.
Okay. I have a question on behalf of Sharon Todd, who's actually down in Perth doing a funeral at the moment. She did put a letter in or questions in at the annual general meeting. I was just wondering if she will get an answer for those questions that she put in.
I think they were answered on the night.
No,
part of the
she
minutes?
didn't ask because she was too frightened to get up and ask, because she texted me the questions that she was
Do you
putting
have
on
a copy
piece
of it?
paper.
Did you hand her the copy of the letter?
She handed a copy in but she didn't ask the questions.
I haven't seen those, so we'll,
Okay,
follow,
we'll
we'll
follow
follow
and get a
those
response
up.
back to Sharon. Yeah, that's fine.
Okay. Just was wondering when the verge and maintenance will commence in South Hedland cleaning up.
Don't know.
It has commenced. It's a big job. So we have got, I think, 3 or 4 contractors mobilised to do the cyclone work, and then we've just let a contract for twice a year verge maintenance in South Hedland.
My fourth question is for the special meeting that's been announced by the Mayor for the 14th of the 2nd. Will this be open to the public?
Correct, yes.
Yep, thank you. And no, I think I'll just hold that. If I need any more questions, I'll ask them at the next meeting. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Any more questions at all, anybody? questions? No. Okay, let's move on. Okay, item number 8, the presiding members' meetings for the month of February are printed in the agenda. Item number 9, I invite all elected members by declare by a show of hands that are given due consideration to all matters contained within the agenda. Can I have a show of hands, please? Thank you, councillors. Item number 10, we have 2 sets of minutes to be confirmed this evening. All officers' recommendations that follow as a simple majority. That one, that council confirm the minutes of the ordinary council meeting held on the 5th of February 2025 are a true and a correct record. Can I have a mover, please? Move. Thank you, Councillor Christensen. Is there a seconder?
Can I just have a question on that one? It's regarding the 5.1.1, the question that I asked, I think, on the 27th of February. Was that the next one we're accepting?
We're doing the minutes of the... Yeah, okay. So I have a mover of Councillor Christensen. We have a seconder, please, on that. A seconder. Thank you, Councillor Watson. Sorry. Thank you. Is anyone against? Motion is carried. Thank you. The second one, they confirm the minutes of the ordinary council meeting held on the 5th of March 2025 are a true and a correct record. Can I have a mover, please? Thank you, Councillor Christensen. Is there a seconder? Thank you, Councillor Rebello. Is anyone against the motion? Motion is carried. Thank you, councillors. Before we move on to reports of committees and officers, I'd like to remind members of the public not to take action on council's decisions on items of this evening's agenda which they may have interest in, until formally notified in writing by the town has been received. Decisions made at this meeting can be revoked in line with the Local Government Act 1995. I would now like to recommend the following agenda items shown on the screen to be decided en bloc by council, which means these items do not require a decision, a simple in favour. There are any of these items the council would like to remove. I believe Councillor Christensen would like to take out the 12.2.2. Is that correct? Okay, thank you. Are there any other items, councillors, you'd like to take out of the ones on block?
Can you give me 1 second, Mr. Mayor?
Yeah, certainly, councillor.
Mr. Mayor, I have a question on 11.1.2, so let's pull that out as well.
Okay. Are you happy with the rest of them?
Is there any others there that, which have we already pulled out?
Yeah.
Councillor Rudder?
Yeah, it's already put out 12.2.2.
The local law reviews coming back to
Correct.
count, yeah. Yeah, that's fine.
Okay, thank you. So council bullet items are 11.1.1, 12.1.1, 12.1.2 and 12.2.1. We're offering information before us that requires a simple majority vote to carry these en bloc. Can I have a mover, please? Thank you, Councillor Christensen. I have a seconder. Councillor Rebello. Thank you. Anyone against? Thank you, councillors. Can we move on to 11.1.2? We have Officer Article 4 that requires a simple majority vote that Council 1, note the outcome of the 2024 compliance audit return, and 2, notes actions taken by the town were undertaken to ensure future compliance, and 3, to adopt the 24 compliance audit return, and 3, authorise the Mayor or Chief Executive Officer to sign and submit the town's compliance audit return 2024 to the Department of Local Government, Sport, Culture and Industries by the 31st of March 2025.
Mr Mayor, I have some questions on that one.
Yes, certainly.
On page 60, section 5.702 in brackets, 3 in brackets, where an employee has an interest in a matter in respect to which the employee has provided advice or a report directly to council or a committee. Did that person disclose the nature of the and extent of the interest? The report says yes. My opinion is that is a no on that section there. On page 65 so that's page 60 of 196. So that's in the attachments.
Yes.
So page 65 of 196, financial management regs 5.2 C, 5.2 in brackets, C in brackets. We have got did the CEO review the appropriateness and effectiveness of local government financial management, and so on and so on. It says there, if yes, because that had to come to council, my understanding is to council for a resolution. If yes, please provide the date of council resolution to accept the report, and there's no date provided on the report, because I wanted to look that up, but there is no date on the report. Audit Reg 17, did the CEO review the appropriateness and effectiveness of local government systems and procedures in relation to risk management, internal controls, again, due for a, if yes, please provide the date of the council's resolution. And there is no date provided on the report. So, are we able to update that now, or before we put we make a?
I'll just check with Tom.
Through the chair, sorry, can you give me the sections and the numbers you were referring to then, as opposed to the page numbers?
Yes. Section 5.702 and 3. Financial Management Reg 5, 2 in brackets, C in brackets. Audit Reg 17.
through the chair, and apologies, I'm still trying to ensure that I've got the right questions from council.
It's on. Yeah.
Sing from the mountaintops. Sorry, through the chair. I believe Councillor Blanco is. I'll deal with the financial management questions in the first instance because I've got those in front of me. That they are found in the optional questions. I believe it's question number 1 and number 2. Is that correct, Councillor Blanco?
We'll have to have a look at the attachments.
So,
Page 65. Hang on.
the review that is required under the Financial Management Regulation 52C is the 3-year financial management review. We capture that as part of our strategic internal audit program that rolls over a 3-year cycle. I couldn't give you the date of the last review for that one. However, the answer I've just provided also relates to the Reg 17, which was conducted last year. Both of those are picked up in our strategic internal audit program, referred through to council by the ARC committee, and are done in a timely manner.
Okay, thank you. Does that answer your question?
So the question that relates to a financial interest, financial interests are disclosed by officers at the time at which a decision is presented to council for consideration. The process that we run in that regard is to review the minutes for the year, and any disclosure that is made by an officer at that time would then be picked up by the team and reported in the compliance audit return. So if you've got a specific instance where you believe that has not occurred, ask you to send that through to us.
Okay, thank you. Does that answer your question, Councillor Blanco?
Yes, Mr. Mayor. The compliance audit return states to supply the information. So that's why I'm asking for the information to be provided. It specifically says, if yes, please provide the date of council resolution to accept the report. To accept the report. Okay, so I need some dates in there to accept the report. Thank you, Mr. Mayor.
You don't have them? There's no date set there?
Can we ask what the reference document is that you're saying that says it has to be dated?
Written on the bottom of the...
Does it say it has to be dated, or just says it put a date in?
Hang on, I'll go back to the page 65. Okay, Reg 17. Do you want me to read the whole thing, or just... It says on the bottom, 65 number 2. And page 65 of the attachments. Public attachments. So number 1 and number 2, it says in there, response, question. If yes, the response is yes. If yes, please provide the date of the council resolution to accept the report. And again, it says it in 2. The response is yes. If yes, please provide the date of council resolution to accept the report.
Sorry, and through the chair. Those 2 questions obviously relate to optional questions to be responded to by the local government. So, we can get those dates to Councillor Blanco, but it's not a requirement that they be completed in a sense for the compliance audit return to be completed tonight and signed off and lodged in a timely manner, 31st of March.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, Mr. Mayor, can you tell me who puts the optional questions in the report?
The department. Yeah.
Okay, so if the department has requested optional questions and requested optional information, and they have put a sentence in there to say, if yes, provide the date, well then I think we should provide the date. Would that be logical, Mr. Mayor?
Tom,
Yeah, through the chair, we'll get those dates out and add them for Councillor Blanco.
Okay.
As I said, this item has been before the Art Committee and subsequently discussed with Council at agenda feedback session last week. So there's been plenty of opportunity to respond to these questions and we will get them filled out before we submit it on the 31st.
Okay, thank you.
Would I suggest then someone make an amendment to have that worded in the motion that we will adopt and adopt and authorise this pending said changes? Are you happy with that, Councillor Blanco?
That would work for me, otherwise it wouldn't.
Yeah, I'll make an amendment to that. We just remove the amendments, leave it, put it in. Oh, it's on the screen. It's on the screen. It's okay. You happy with that, Councillor Black, on the screen?
I am, Mr. Mayor.
Okay. Happy? Yeah. Done? Okay. All right. Do you want to move on that amendment, Councillor Black?
I'll move it, Mr. Mayor.
Okay. Is there a seconder? Anyone against? It's carried. Okay, thank you. Okay, moving on to item number 12.2.2. That was taking out the art policy. Councillor Christian has a movement on that. 12.2.2, Temple Headland art collection policy.
Through the chair, Mr. Mayor, before you call for that motion, I'll also just ask that we move an alternative motion straight away, please.
Yes, certainly, Councillor. You want to put that up on the screen? Or?
Yeah, I'll.
Oh, the last one? Oh, yeah, we moved the motion, but not the actual item. Not the item, okay, yeah, okay. Good pick up, Tom, thank you. Okay. Okay, all right. Yeah, okay. All right, let's go back to that item number 11.1.2. Can I have a move on that item, please?
I'll move it, Mr. Mayor.
Thank you, Councillor Blackett. As a seconder. Councillor Barlow, thank you. Anyone against? Motion's carried. Okay, thank you. Good pick up. Thanks, Tom. Thank you. Okay, your amendment? Yep, alternate motion. Yes, thank you.
Yeah, through the chair, just requesting that alternate motion reads, it'll be on the screen, in due time. So I'll ask that it's 1, adopt the Town of Port Hedland art collection policy with amendment to the policy and IOPs are reviewed, allowing for at least the first 2 years reviewed annually for at least the first 2 years, and then assessed under the Town of Port underneath the town's policy framework. And then the second one, I'm just going to ask for an alteration on that as well. It'll be that all recommended disposal of art assets are referred to council for decision in the first policy review period, please. And just get rid of consideration and put in decision, please.
Can I add another one in there, Deputy, with your consent?
What are you after?
I want to understand the costs associated with this policy, full costs in future years' budgets. I didn't see any costings on this.
Would there be costings captured within sort of a policy?
Well, we you know, to approve a policy, you know, we would have to have some understanding of what it's going to cost us. Is it a team? Is it another department? Is it, you know, how many FTEs? What are they actually going to be? You know, what assets is going to be captured, you know, in this whole thing? Is it outside assets or just in here, you know? The arts. We're calling you know, our street stuff art as well. So how much is this going to cost us? We need to know this.
Is there a cost factor?
That aside, regardless of the cost, how would you like to word it? Because I don't understand the concept,
Yeah,
how you want to word that.
I think the two motions, let's do those two motions first, get them up first, and then, yeah, I don't know, what other policy you're thinking of, Councillor Bloker, that's all costing wise?
The policy is going to cost us money because the staff will be implementing the policy. Do we know, if that's the case and you councillors want to approve the policy, then tell me how much it costs. You must have spoken about it.
Through you, Mr. Mayor, the art collection exists at the present time, and the work that has been undertaken on the policy, on identifying the assets that we've got, on locating them, etc., has been undertaken within our current operations in the community services area, in the arts, culture and events. So what this policy is doing is putting a framework around that work and providing guidance in the forms of internal operating procedures, etc., for handling this collection, which has significant value now. Any additional costs associated with this would relate to, as I understand it, acquisitions, and essentially that would be it, wouldn't it? If I could just refer to the director. Apart from new acquisitions, this is being undertaken within your operational budgets. So there's no additional costs related to the policy other than acquisition.
Through the chair, so that money is already budgeted for, so it is operational budget if we purchase any new artwork. Insurances are already in place for what we already have, so there should not be any extra costs to our operational budget to what we already have now.
Okay, thank you.
Mr. Mayor, in the financial and resources implication, it says the art collection policy has both costs and potential revenue implications. Well, there will be initial and ongoing expenses related to procurement, staffing, documentation, insurance. It tells us in the item that there's going to be costs. So if we already have a budgeted amount, what is the budgeted amount for this policy?
Director Allison.
Again, through the chair, these are costs that are already within the organisation budgets that may not necessarily be sitting in my area. So, for example, the insurances will sit in the financial team, working around new purchases that already will sit within the financial team to gather that and make sure that it's on record. In regards to anything to do with the arts and culture team, that's already budgeted for in our operational budget.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, Mr Mayor, so I'm hearing that there will be no additional costs associated with this.
Correct.
Okay, Mr Mayor, thanks.
Okay, thank you. Okay, Councillor Christian, do you want to move that motion?
Before we do, can I just confirm item 2? We're missing the after referred to council for decision.
Oh, okay, for decision after between the 4 and the N.
We're not waiting on me, are we?
No,
No,
it's
just
waiting.
waiting, waiting, that's all.
Are you happy with that, Councillor? Do you want to move that? Okay, is there a seconder for that motion? Thank you, Councillor Rebello. Anyone against? Okay, thank you. We'll put the motion up. So item number 12.2.2 requires a simple majority vote. Can I have a mover, please? Thank you, Councillor Christensen. I have a seconder. Councillor Rebello, thank you. Is there anyone against? No, motion is carried. Thank you. 12.3, regular services, there is nil. 12.4, infrastructure services, there is nil. 12.5, executive services, there is nil. Item number 13, new business of urgent nature, there is nil. Item number 14, motion with previous notice has been given, there is nil. Item number 15, town debtors. I would now council to close the meeting to members of the public as described under section 5.232 of the Local Government Act to consider 1995 to consider item 15.1, the town debtors. Can I have a mover, please, to go behind closed doors? Thank you, Councillor Christensen. Can I have a seconder, please? Councillor Butson, thank you. Is anyone against? Thank you. I'd like to ask people of the gallery to close the gallery to the public as we discuss items behind closed doors. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. I'll now read the decision of the Council of the confidential item number 15.1, the Town Debtors. Of the recommendation that the Audit and Risk Compliance Committee, 1, receive the report of the Town Debtors, and 2, to write of $15,163.74 of rate debtors. The motion was carried, absolute majority. Number 16, closure. 16.1. The date the next Audit Council meeting will be held on Wednesday, the 30th of April 2025, commencing at 5:30 p.m. 16.2, closure. Being there no further business, I declare the meeting closed at 6:46 p.m. I'd like to thank council members of the public and CEO for the staff for attendance. Thank you.